types of vectors. Now we are having many types of vectors, so let's define each and every type of a vector. Now number one, like vector or unlike vector. Like vector or unlike vector. Now two vectors vector A and vector B are said to be like vectors if they have same direction. The vectors having the same direction are called like vectors. Vector A and vector B. Now two vectors A and B are said to be unlike vectors if they have opposite direction. If they have opposite direction. Now vector A okay. So a clear diagram representation and a definition shows what are like vectors and unlike vectors. Now number two, null vector or zero vector. A vector, it can be called a null also, or it can called be a zero vector also. Now vectors whose magnitude modulus is 0 or what otherwise we can write it. Now clearly it represents if modulus of a vector or a magnitude is 0, then it is called a zero vector, or we can write it whose initial point and terminal point are coincident. The vectors whose magnitude or modulus is 0 or the vector whose initial point and terminal points are coincident are called zero vector. Now this is one of the thing. Now zero vector is denoted by this symbol. Zero vector cannot be assigned a definite direction. Zero vector cannot be assigned with any of a definite direction, or it may be regarded as in any direction. Okay, so now AA like this, BB, vector BB like this, means initial and terminal point are the same points. Okay, are examples of zero vector. Then we are having number 3, proper vector. Now in a proper vector, what is a vector just opposite for a zero vector. Okay, a vector whose magnitude or a modulus is not 0 is called proper vector. Now if, or we can write it, modulus of A is not equal to 0, modulus is not equal to 0 is called proper vector. So we are having 3 definitions for types of vectors.